Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Gus, and I'm bringing you another gameplay commentary. And this is a long commentary. Sorry for the length, but I kind of have a lot of topics to discuss. So let's get started. So I'm bringing you this gameplay, and it's a pretty shitty gameplay. I got it last night. I think I went 11 and 17, something like that. Horrible gameplay. Pretty much my whole night on Halo. It just sucked. I was getting beasted. It wasn't even fun. You might be asking, okay, well, why are you bringing me this gameplay? I'd rather see, something like 30 kills, 2 deaths, whatever. Well, the reason why I'm bringing you this gameplay is to make a point. I'm a competitive guy. I hate losing. But even though I was getting my ass kicked yesterday, I still had no desire to put in Call of Duty. Now, I've got all the Call of Duties, could have played any one, but I had no desire. And it just pretty much, I believe at this point, with all my experience, all the time I've played these games, that I can honestly say that I think that Halo 4, or just the Halo franchise, is better than Call of Duty. Now, I'm going to give you a little background history, just so you know where I'm coming from, that I'm not just someone that bought the game yesterday, and I'm making basing my opinion on just a couple of days. No, I've been playing these games for years. I started off playing online. I did play Halo 1, but playing online, I started with Halo 2. Bought all the map packs. Loved the game. I might be leaving some stuff out here, but again, I have a lot to discuss, so please excuse me for that. But I love Halo 2. I love the fast pace of the game. I love the fairness of the game. I love the fact that there was no BS in the game. Basically everyone, you put a certain amount of bullets in someone, they go down. Whoever gets the better, headshot, whoever gets more headshots, they're gonna win the gunfight. Period. There were different weapons, but not a ton. Everybody had access to the same weapons. To me, it just seemed like a fun game, action packed. Loved it. So, in anticipation of Halo 3 coming out, I went ahead and got myself the Xbox 360, and I was like, okay. I was still going to school at the time, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna, buy this in advance in anticipation of Halo 3. I didn't buy any other games. I kept it in its box, actually, so I got Halo 3. Got Halo 3, popped it in the 360, played online, loved it. Again, just a little step up from Halo 2. They didn't introduce too much new features in the game. Different maps, a little bit of a different look. Still a great game. Had tons of fun. Loved the weapons. I just didn't see anything that I didn't like about the game. It was a good sequel to the game. So around toward the end of the life cycle of Halo 3, that's when I started playing Call of Duty. Someone had gotten for me, Call of Duty 4 for Christmas. And I'm like, okay, I'll pop it in, see what's going on here. And I'm not going to lie, I loved the game. It took a while, and I didn't have a lot of success in the game because people had already been playing it for a few months. But I had fun. My kill-death ratio wasn't the highest. In fact, with this game, I believe I was below 1. But at my best, I would go positive some games negative. But overall, I had a good time. I played that game till pretty much World at War came out. So, I didn't stop playing because my KD was bad. I loved the game, the guns. It just seemed like a good game. No bullshit. I can just come in here, have a good time, and move on. So then World at War came out. I didn't really like the guns so much, but I loved the game. I love the maps. And as I said, I didn't love the guns, but they had a variety of weapons that I would use. I wouldn't just stick to, the MP40, which I know a lot of people will probably bring up, oh, the MP40 was overpowered. But at the time, when I first started playing it, it didn't seem like it was dominated by that. And for sure, I didn't primarily use that gun. I was using everything. I was using the Thompson, Type 100. I used probably regularly like maybe 6 or 7 guns. I didn't just stick to one gun. Had a good time with it. Really liked the game. The perks people were using, primarily were stopping power or juggernaut, deep impact, offensive type of perks. That kind of encouraged people to be offensive, to seek out their enemy, to attack. So I had a lot of fun with the game. Bought all the map packs. No issues. Really into the series at that point. Now, the next installment, Call of Duty 6, which is Modern Warfare 2, I liked the game. I really did. I played it a lot. I bought all the map packs, had a good time. But this was a turning point in the Call of Duty series where you started seeing, it seemed like they weren't catering to the people that, the Call of Duty veterans, I like to call them, that people that have been playing this game for years. It seemed like they were kind of catering to the newer audience, just trying to grab, more and more people by introducing cheap shit into the game. They had a lot of assault rifles, that were good, so I'm not saying it was dominated by one or two weapons. They also had good submachine guns, so it was a good game as far as the weapons were concerned. But you started seeing BS in the game, such as, quick scoping, which I won't get into a big debate right now as to whether quick scoping, takes skill or anything like that. I'm not saying it doesn't, but I just think that when you quick scope, when they make something so powerful that, in a weapon during a close range encounter when it's supposed to be used for a long range, there's something wrong with that shit. In addition to the quick scoping, you started seeing crap like noob tubes in combination with one-man army, which basically started giving people an endless amount of noob tubes. And you go back actually today and try to play that game and try to find somebody that's not over, using the noob tubes, and you're gonna have a tough time finding that. One-man army, made its appearance again. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not talking. Forget that. Not one-man army. I meant Last Stand. Last Stand made an appearance, such as it did in the previous Call of Duty, but they made it even worse, in this game. And also they introduced death streaks. So they are basically at this point, in addition to the overpowered guns, the noob tubes, they were actually rewarding people with death streaks, aiding them to get kills. So even if you're the worst player, you can benefit from not being good. So moving on to the next installment, Black Ops. Again, I had a lot of fun with the game. I bought all the map packs. I liked the game, but again, the cheap shit started making more of an appearance in this game. You started seeing overpowered guns such as the AK-74U, the FAMAS, which try to find a game where no one's using the FAMAS or the Galil. It's impossible on that. And you started seeing, in addition to the overpowered guns, you started seeing overpowered perks. For example, Ghost Pro. That's another thing that it's hard to find, a game where people aren't using Ghost Pro, and it's usually more than one person. You can almost find whole teams finding that crap. It's ridiculous. Second Chance Pro, something else that was introduced in that game, which again was as annoying as hell, basically rewarding bad play. So although I had a lot of fun with this game, again, it seemed like they weren't correcting any of the issues that a lot of the hardcore Call of Duty fans had with the game. It seemed like they just kept making it more and more cheap with each installment. Coming to our next Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 3, which pretty much I gave up on the series at that point. I didn't buy all the map packs. I didn't even buy one. It was just such of an annoying game to me, where they just had an endless amount of cheap shit. There were some positives. I actually did like that there were different strike packages that you can use, but I didn't like, again, the support package, basically because they were rewarding bad play. I mean, yeah, you had to still get the kills, but you can die 30 times and get, 15 kills or 18 kills, whatever it was, and still get a stealth bomber. So you can basically take somebody out that's been having a good game with a perk, even though you've been getting destroyed. Sit Rep Pro was another thing that was just ridiculous. I mean, you could pretty much hear where your enemy's coming from. I mean, they just started creating all these perks to make it so where you had to buy a headset or you had to use these perks in order to be competitive. Assassin Pro. It was just crazy. Instead of this being a game to where it was more dominated by the weapons, it started being more dominated by the perks, where that you had to use certain perks in order to get a good game, in order to be effective. And the maps on this game, I also thought they were horrible. I thought they catered to campers. There were a ton of windows in these maps. Just, the game wasn't fun. That was the first game where I was like, you know what, I'm getting tired of this shit. I'm not going to play the game anymore. And that's kind of where I made, my stand as far as Call of Duty goes. Now I did get the last Call of Duty Black Ops 2, but I watch a lot of YouTube videos. I don't just make them for other people to watch. I also watch them, and I just see the continuous cheap shit. The trophy systems. I saw a video of this guy yesterday who basically was camped up in a room, and he had a trophy system set up all over the place, claymores. He had a damn riot shield that he was camping behind with an overpowered shotgun. It was ridiculous. It's like they've added all this crap and they refuse to address previous problems, And when they do address a problem in a previous game, it seems like they add a couple more cheap things to kind of piss people off again, So it's just ridiculous. And I've played, like I said, now I'm back to playing Halo 4, and I kind of left out Halo Reach because during the time Halo Reach came out, I did buy the game, but I was so into Call of Duty that I didn't really want to play, Halo, so I didn't really give it a fair shake. But now I've got Halo 4, I've got the new Black Ops. I've been having a ton of fun with Halo. I'm not saying it's the best Halo out of the whole series, but I'm having a lot of fun. I just haven't had any kind of desire to play Black Ops, I don't see a lot of things in the Halo series that I do in Black Ops, so, mainly the cheap shit. I don't get pissed off playing this game. I don't feel that I get ripped off. And I know I left a lot of the annoyances of, Call of Duty out, but that just shows you how bad the game is. So, anyway, I'm coming to the end of this video. Basically, I believe Halo's better. Let me know what you think. I'm out. Peace.